Inheriting a DFW home can feel more like a heavy burden than a blessing. But the biggest risk isn't emotion. It's a legal trap. You may need a judge's permission to sell. This process, probate, can be derailed by grief or family pressure, causing major legal delays. You're juggling family history, Texas law, and huge financial decisions all at once. In the next few minutes, we'll provide a clear path from probate court to the final sale. So why does this feel so hard? It's not just one thing, it's a perfect storm of three distinct challenges. First, the emotional weight. You're grieving while making huge financial choices. Disagreements with heirs can stall everything. Second, the property itself. An inherited house often needs significant repairs, and you may find deferred maintenance. And third, the invisible maze of legal and tax rules for Texas inheritances. One missed step can cost thousands. The starting point for solving all of this is one legal process: probate. You cannot legally sell without addressing it. Let's clarify what probate actually means for you as a seller. It isn't scary, but it is non-negotiable. Probate is the court's way of transferring ownership to you. It establishes your legal right to sell a clean title. The executor may need to petition the court for sale approval. This protects all parties by showing the sale is fair. Transparency is mandated. The executor must legally notify all beneficiaries and creditors about the intended sale. Once approved, the title is formally transferred by recording the court order with the applicable DFW county clerk. A clear title is vital. This process uncovers any liens or debts on the property that must be paid before you can sell. You've cleared the legal hurdles. But what's the single biggest financial mistake you can make after the sale? Consider this. You list an as-is home, but the buyer finds foundation issues, costing you thousands in negotiations. Or imagine 3 siblings inherit. 2 want to sell fast, 1 wants to hold on. This leads to months of costly delays. Contrast this with a family that researches DFW market trends. They price it correctly and attract multiple offers. The common thread in successful sales? The families hired an agent and an attorney who specialize in these properties. Remember that big financial mistake? It's misunderstanding the tax implications, specifically capital gains. When you inherit a property, its cost basis is stepped up to the market value on the date of death. This is a huge tax advantage. You only pay capital gains tax on profit above that stepped up value. If it's worth $400K and you sell for $420K, you're taxed on $20K. The good news? Texas has no state inheritance or estate tax. Your focus is mainly on federal taxes. Here's the trap. Holding on for emotional reasons can mean a higher sale price later, creating a larger capital gains tax bill. So we have emotions, legal procedures, and taxes. How do all these pieces fit together to create a successful strategy? Recall the perfect storm of challenges. Pressure from grief causes families to skip legal steps like proper probate. Ignoring the property's condition isn't just a maintenance issue. It directly affects your tax basis and final profit. This is why hiring professionals is so critical. They handle the legal maze and provide an objective buffer when emotions run high. The formula for a successful sale is a 3-legged stool. Acknowledge emotions, master the legal process, and get expert financial advice. Let's recap the path to success. First, pause and address the probate process. Don't rush into listing the property. Second, get a realistic assessment of the property's condition and a proper valuation for your tax basis. Third, communicate with family. And most importantly, assemble your team. You don't have to be an authority on Texas probate law or taxes. Find people who are. Selling an inherited DFW home is a difficult process, but it doesn't have to be an overwhelming one. With the right knowledge, you can do this.